Stunner, Dinko, and YNK. Fiend and Astralis come into play, and all to play for. I'm excited to see what Fiend can bring. They're talking about that disrespectful style. There's no doubt Fiend are one of those teams that have definitely had the potential to continue to ignore who they are up against. Astralis continued to impress us with their capacity to handle this roster change. Lucky dumping Util, and Bubble dumping Bubsky. Runs out of bullets and HP. Dupree with a pistol. Tech 9 on the pistol, no less. And already the top site's open for business. Good luck, have fun. Heavy man disadvantage. And they got Util for days, Chad. Why did that feel so easy?
It just, all the kills came their way right there. And well, now locked out, Smoke in the heaven position of 4 to 5.
And they can't even go mini.
Yeah, this one is a rough start here for Fiend. Makes sense seeing Astralis go into a map like Nuke. I think they're just trying to hold on to their armor because this one's already fallen flat for them. So it all kicked off with a bang, but now we're going to slow on down.
Han, the highest rated member of Fiend. I learned that from the desk, and that actually is interesting to me considering the names of experience that he's partnered up with.
Yeah, I got to talk to Han and Red Star on our second media day, have a bit of a chat to them, and what I got from that was that the disrespectful Counter-Strike and the fact that they're up against these well-known names, these big dogs, they don't seem to care, right? Everybody's here under the same circumstances and the same conditions, and they're just here to play their game. So that style of not caring, right, kind of goes well with what Bubble said about the disrespectful Counter-Strike, or right, making sure they want to take these fights.
Yeah, we need to be really clear. When we say disrespectful, it's a Counter-Strike disrespectful.
Sure.
We're not typing nasty things in the chat.
No. It's just like taking a lot of fights, playing heads-up Counter-Strike, right? When normally players would shy away from fights, these guys want to get stuck on in. They'll force the issue. They'll do something a little bit outside the box. And we're going into round number 2. It will be the force buy from them. No scout to play with towards this yard position. Just some digs and a pesky CZ75 as the smoke wall quickly erected towards yard, and they're going to make their way down just as fast as you like. The bomb on the back of Magisk, and he's the first one to cross here. He's going to leave that behind for his teammates because they're a bit disconnected.
Yeah, and it cost them 4 smokes, Chad. They'd cross smoke and 3 between Mini and Secret, so heavy expense
that's
of
a TK.
Util, and yeah, by Bubble. Red Stars put a deagle into him, and to hold the lobby, and don't fancy his chances here. Zipex has got 3 CTs looking to take the space away from him. The crosshair shy of the head. Victor still kicking.
It's difficult for them to win this the round though now, right? So we already have players towards the lower site here for Astralis. They just need to get their way on in. It is an open runway right now. We can see that. They just need to get a move on. And well, as Dupree wraps around hell, he should be having a couple of kills here. The first, wobbly. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon.
Well, still a tough retake. Coming in from ramp side. Lucky in a prime position. He's got right side on lock, and interesting, this looks like a conservative approach. They're actually going to just go for a 3rd round supported by the Kevlar and the saved MAC-10. I think there was a second MAC-10, I'm not sure where that's fallen.
Yeah, in lobby, right?
No one's opted to retrieve that, but with Dupree's is equipped. It's not going to get you far up against the helmets of those Astralis members either way.
Would have been nice if they could have picked that up. That means everybody from Fiend would have had an upgrade going into the next round, right? Because you can obviously drop the guns across. They already had pistols equipped. But that's not to be the case here. Now it's just making sure everybody stays alive. And Bubsky, he's a bit light on HP here. Let's see just how silly it is, isn't it just? I won't get stuck in on that today. We'll let that one slide. But that's a great start from Astralis. 2 rounds, relatively clean. They've been forcing Fiend to save in both the pistol and now the follow-up. And with the TK and then Zipex through the smoke, that was where the punishment really came on in. And that's almost where the round was completely won right there.
Doesn't get much worse for Red Star. Not only are you apologizing for killing your teammate, you proceed to die as well. And suddenly a 2-man disadvantage manufactured.
Yeah, so we are going to see the double dip of this investment right here. What will be the change? Will they do something a little bit more all-in on the Bulgarian side of things? Victor keeping his head down to avoid any flashes in case of the top rush, but similar smokes towards yard, and well, back on down he goes. Just with all the space he could possibly hope for. And now Zipex working a play over towards ramp, but Victor in the hut here, the spicy new-looking deagle equipped on this, and they're going to get crunched on Han. Well, ahead of the pack here, and he goes down, but the flank is what's important, and Bubsky's already dealt with that. Look at them, they're all ready for this. 4 of them. Woof. As quick as you like right there. Zip locks it down, gets the 3rd. And now the script writers have been getting pretty lazy around here, Alex. We have 4 quarterfinals, all with the exact same storyline. The underdogs, if they win, they're in the major. If they lose, well, they still have opportunities to do so. Yesterday, it was about seeing if the teams could be competitive. And the Movistar Riders and Copenhagen Flames definitely stepped up to that plate. Now, the same thing comes into conversation today for Fiend. Ents in the G2 game. I think that game is much closer than people possibly realize. We won't be talking about them in the same underdog capacity, just the same conditions for them to make it into the major. Whereas the top dogs, Astralis and G2 today, the same as Vitality yesterday, as well as NIP, excuse me, wanting to go as deep in this tournament as possible to try and secure legend status at that major that's only 18 days away now. So here we go. The guns come out, the AWP in Red Star's hands, and here we go. Hopefully. Is Zip going to get a gun, Alex, you think? Because
he's been doing great.
You think he might just keep the deagle here?
I highly doubt it.
Well, we have a bit of a tech issue right now, guys. We're just working it out. The FPS bug. That's a CSGO special. I'm sure you've all become familiar with that. Log address add 1. And everyone's favorite new command. Hope you've all got that bound to a key because it happens more often than it should.
Yeah, and it's clear that Fiend are full subscribers to the M4A1S gang. Cheaper, body shots to reduce down to 4. Some players, as we saw from Vitality, do seem to be still thriving with the M4A4. Masuta does look just as good. Rocking that. So personal preference still playing a part into it, but the boys from Bulgaria fancy their chances. We've seen this one from Astralis. Could be top pop. Aimed by Victor. Some real good suppressing shots and a time for a fresh mag as well.
Stole that here immediately. Well, the rotation has at least been forced. Red Star down in that vent trying to cover the lower control. As you can see from Lucky's position, no one has crossed just yet. And without space, Astralis are hoping to find a kill. So does anybody from Fiend start to get inquisitive, or do they retool? Well, here you can see some more smokes being lined on up.
Yeah, I found it really interesting. I asked Magis how many variations of the smoke wall they have on Nuke, and well, you started counting, just listing off the teams they stole them from. It's like Hellraisers, we've got Nip, we've got blah.
Yeah.
I think he got to 4 and then lost count.
It's going to be the most complex map, I think, for at least one area having so many different variations. And obviously they all achieve different things. They have different looks. But this is here to get them across towards that warehouse. And the biggest problem right now is the time. 40 seconds remaining. The 4v5 disadvantage still exists, and they are walking into that domain of that Red Star AWP. They need to get him cleanly here, or this one could fall apart quickly.
You see players often go for the wide swing on this, and this time he's just crouched into the line. Leads Red Star to a 2-man advantage. He's accrued that. Lucky jumping straight down and actually given a little bit of space to maneuver, so they might return to that topside bubble to check, and oh, great catch. Looking for a spotless one here are the CTs. Bubsky changes the dialogue, albeit slightly, and with 10 seconds left, yeah, you are going to Scarper.
They're just going to try and save here. Want to make sure they don't go down after the time. Lucky.
What you fancy, bro?
He's going to have a look, right? This is the Galil. Damage seems to be name of the game, and he does go down after time. He's got plenty of cash to splash. 5.2, and they only would have gotten 1.4 as the loss bonus. So realistically, that's not the end of the world, right? He could have done more financial damage to them than could have cost him. But that's all good. We should see Astralis being able to get another buyout here, and this is where it all started and, well, seemingly stopped. Victor with 1 kill onto Zipex through the smoke, and the whole round seemed to fall apart from there. So a tempered start here from Astralis, but we have seen a bit of their T-side Nuke, and it can look slow at points. Very, very slow. They have no issues running down the clock, which is quite good to see. And I know it's maybe not the most exciting Counter-Strike, but when you have this team with 2 newer players of Bubsky and Lucky, at least on LAN. Oh, okay, there you go. There's an opener. It's good to see him keep to that poise, but Red Star, the impact is being felt here.
Oh, Victor completely booked. From 100 to 0, Bubsky does convert the variation again. Caught by the Obs team, an alternate wall smoke. No one's down. It will surely be acknowledged by the boys of Bulgaria. Double ramp setup. Now that's intriguing. Should not be for too long. Han can float around, and yeah, he will. So they have no info yard. That'll be a back of the minds of Astralis. There is potential for aggression. Lucky for now, holding that from the T roof. So Stubborn towards the top site, especially considering he's standing exactly where Victor did just fall. 48 as a smoke is deployed, and that's the last of Fiend's resources, at least in the smoke department. As the wind whistles here at Cedarwood Creek. 30 seconds, boys. It's going to be Lucky for the Flash's top site. So they're keeping it simple. Running out that hut with a bomb on their back. It's good molly. Really good molly. They have to stand in the open and swallow. The flashes, the wallbangs come through. Bubble trying to stand his ground. Bubsky's caught more heads. dupreeh as well contributes. And that's big from dupreeh. 15 seconds, the bomb's going down the vents, and they suspect Dreamer's topside. They're absolutely bang on, but he is going to take one with him at the bare minimum. Not expecting this lurk. And that's the end of him. Good tracking from Lucky. He contributes as well, but you can see Astralis, that looked really nerdy. When you saw all the util land, they're not only hard committing, they're throwing flashes out and banging the only spot you can really actively stand. So your flash, you're sprayed, your teammates are Molotov. That's why you can sit there for 45 seconds just anticipating any CT re-aggress.
It's interesting, right? They just waited out all that util. And we talk about this on a lot of maps. Inferno's another one where it's at the tip of the tongue, especially with Banana there. And as soon as those smokes are gone, it becomes more of a fair fight. Well, that didn't seem very fair for Astralis, did it? They had everything they needed to make that one squishy.
And just after you've had yourself a little bit pantsed from that execute, you now find yourself responsible for a potential yard. Mixing it up, keeping that playbook fresh.
A bit worried about the AWP. So the warning shot has been fired off here, and there is a gap manufactured in that smoke. Bullet through, has touched up Lucky. And Red Star, well, they now know it's repositioned here, so he can make a bit more space over towards Yard. The lobby push coming in. Zip, he's under pressure now, and Victor can't find anything. He has to worry about multiple angles here because dupreeh is locking it down as well when kills are happening elsewhere.
Oh, counter bang as well. Victor lives on.
They are down towards B here. There's nobody in the lower site right now to deal with this for Fiend, so being able to get some rifles lower. Hans made the way on down. He's not looking the right way. The door's open. He had no idea. Blindsided by Bubsky. The bomb goes down, and I think it has to be the save again. So not the ideal start for Fiend by any means. 5-1 already. Okay.
I asked Astralis how, or more in particular, how biased Bubsky, how the in-game leadership contrasts. Like having Glaive in the server, having Magisk in the server.
Good question.
You were bang on, by the way. When I asked you the same question, you suspected that the system was was the reason for the consistency. That's how it can look the same, even though you're changing a leader and the best leader of all time. And the answer that I got was basically that there is a lot of similarities in the system. It got a lot of credit, but also that Magisk isn't as interested in the mid-round.
Okay.
Glaive likes to micromanage mid-rounds. Magisk is much more up for the a call. Everyone has their own vibration, then you commit to the call.
That's interesting. That is interesting right there because it's curious where they're going so late round there. So I guess a lot of it is just patience because that might be a product of what you're talking about. If Magic's like, all right, guys, well, what we're going to do is we're just going to throw these smokes, we're going to see what they happen, and we're going to wait 30 seconds or until the last 30, and then we're going to go, right? So that might be why we're seeing them play these rounds so late, because you see in certain situations, they get info or they get a kill where they could actually capitalize on it, but sometimes they don't feel the need.
Yeah, whereas I'm sure Glaive would be quick to kind of try and poke a hole if he sees an advantage. Magisk is quite happy to keep to the playbook, and I mean, it helps him focus on his game as opposed to having to pull all those pieces, which is, something that I think comes with time as a leader.
If they can just get this AWP out of the picture here of Red Star AWP once again, to discover where it is within that mid-round, then they can just maneuver away from it. Bahan up close and personal towards the ramp smoke. There is a timer on this type of a play.
Yeah, Fiend could really use this. I mean, take a look at the score. It does kind of tell the whole story. T-side already off to a flying start, and you've only got 2 players operating on that Desert Eagle. Now, Zipex so far, consistent in his lobby maintenance. The wall smokes will be deployed late. And Lucky's going to be doing his top util. So that's previously been catching them off guard.
They haven't felt pressured at all, have they?
Not at all.
There's not a single moment, right? We've seen some teams, like I remember Sinners, they were doing a lot of lobby aggression, they were pushing a lot of fights here. Fiend haven't been able to find anything. And it feels claustrophobic when we watch the Fiend POVs.
It really does. Dreamer this time has vision at the bare minimum, but nothing's committing. How frustrating. Not for Victor. Takes down the entire hot push, and no dear Zipex. Yeah, running out of options now. He's counting on dupreeh to arrive from Mini. Han with the push in the flank, and clean as you like. That's what Fiend needed. Not only with only 3 rifles, but they find it cleanly, recover an AK or 2, put themselves back into at least a position to do more damage, string together some consecutive rounds. Yet to see that so far.
Started well, right? Started with Magic's opening right there, but this time just playing behind that Molotov. Dreamer as well up in the rafters. The money is there. The bounce back for Astralis is possible here. It will be an emission of a Galil and a Mac-10 for Zipex here. Let's see if that changes the pace of how they want to approach this one. The util is good. You see that smoke that just gets thrown out? That's going to land just in front of the squeaky door. Trying to help them with the vent drop scenario. Zip might be the guy working on that with the Mac-10. Doesn't have to happen immediately here.
Oh.
And this is a lot of space right now. For free.
You cheeky bean. Even spots the shoulder of Bubble. He'll wait to see if a cursory glance can be punished.
They have no idea he's lower,
No.
right? You can see where Red Star's posted up, so they literally have no idea. If Magis continues this crawl, it's great, but the problem is he does have to make sound cues right now if he wants to advance any further.
Sure, but he's so far ahead of the pack. The wall of smokes now, sure, they'll start to think about a rotate, but if they try going down the vents, that's where Magis books them. They're forcing it. Hello and goodbye. Brilliant calling. Magisk has essentially won the round. Now the team can join him. He's already cleared it all out. The rotator's already dead. The ramp rotate's the only fight he has to contend with, and I think he catches a glimpse and a frag. Oh, and Red Star tagged to 15. Magisk and Astralis bullying the boys from Fiend with this one.
I think it might just be the safe
Has
call
to
again
be.
right here. Yeah, that bomb's gone down. The 40 seconds has begun. Victor and his mate Dreamer are still working on the lobby presence here, so
Well, that is such a cool nuke round.
I can't believe you got so much space for free right there, right? There was a lot more pressure towards the top site with that front squeaky lurk smoke coming on out, and I guess that drew their attention enough to open the gap.
Oh yeah, if you actually think about it, that's exactly what it does, right? The only person that's going to be taking early glances yard, if the AWPer is maybe taking a ramp look, is going to be Bubble in main. But what's the one thing that pulls him away from yard? It's when it could be that spray into squeaky required. Pulls him away, Magis just walks his way through yard, a sitting duck for an AWPer, but threads the needle, finds the frag, and Bubble looking a little silly as he descends that ladder.
It's crazy what Nuke's becoming. I would say it's the last 3 years, right? It used to be a map that people really didn't love playing. Remember all the adjustments, guys? Maybe some of you older guys at home would remember this. We had the catwalk on Nuke. At one point, it went the entire way around. You could run from top silo on the catwalk all the way around to heaven. And the different adjustments, we've gotten to this point where it is definitely the most complex map as far as territory goes, what you can control, how you rotate, what smokes and flashes you can push them around with. It's really grown to be an absolute staple here.
Yeah, and just keeping track of players is so impressive. I don't know how you do it. Some of the pros just have such awareness of what's lost, what's not.
Well, they've got double orbs here. Han and Red Star both equipping them. Hans is over towards ramp, Red Star towards yard. And, well, if you're ever going to convert around with opening kills, Yanko spoke about that stat line on the desk for Fiend. Double orbs is a great way to find a kill in these early stages. But again, if these smoke walls keep coming on out, it's going to make Red Star's life more than difficult. Lining them up, lobbing them out, and taking their time. Astralis, no rush. Just making sure that they're doing all the details correctly here. Red Star, he's going to push forward. And his AWP is going to be heard. So Magis knows that the yard player is already quite aggressive. He's pushed the smoke. See you later, Red Star. You're not ready for that, are you, mate? He gave his position away, right? He gave it by shooting that AWP bullet. Like, Magis knew that there was unlikely to be anybody else in that position.
His positioning by being so far, like, close to main as those smokes bloomed, the timing probably just got a little under Red Star's skin. Didn't understand just how threatened he was so quick. Caught with his knife out on the retreat and another opening kill. Now, we were talking about the 4v5 and 5v4s over on the desk. Fiend at the top of their 5v4 conversions. Astralis, the opposite. The top of 4v5s. Well, this time it's equalized. Bubble has the support of Heaven. Oof. Loses his head to Lucky in 20 seconds, boys. This
So they want to go down the vent.
it could be awkward, and that's what Han's there to punish. Oh, Zipex, that's enough to force the AWPer off. Should be seeing someone go down. 10 seconds. Bubsky doesn't clear his corner. Dupree suddenly thrust into a 1v3. Gets it down with a second to spare. 0 util for the Dane.
Heard two of them here.
Yeah, you have to find a first frag quickly. And the crosshair was in the right spot. The trade's not imminent. Oh, Han.
It was so low.
Yeah, one bullet out of Dupree's AK, and he could have been repositioning. He knew where Dreamer was coming from, so good recovery out of Fiend.
Oh, okay, right now.
4v5.
Yeah, they're sending Dreamer to go pick up this secondary AWP, right? So he needs to get over there quick smart to pick up Red Star's AWP just so they can continue to run this double AWP setup. Now, it wasn't what brought them into the round, but it was what bailed them out in points. So there you go, scavenged in time. Good communication on that to identify just exactly where it is. Some of these moments, right, they communicate, yeah, where's the AWP? Outside somewhere. You need to be specific with these things. Towards Heaven, close to CT spawn. Your teammates need to pick that up while that bomb is down. And that's a good one to walk away with there, Fiend, because in patches this was not looking great. Astralis running into the den, and Victor, another kill on this top site. Really dissuading them time and time again. But this was the frag, right? You can see the crosshair placement wasn't bad. And here's the fan cams again. You guys have heard us talking about them. If you want to join them, IEM.gg/fancam to take part in all that action. Get your mug up on the screen. Look, Mum, I'm on the telly. But here we go again. Zipex, Mac10, Fubsky, Galil. We've seen this one before, but it started with Mag just getting a lot of space towards Yard. This time they're trying attacked over towards Ramp, and they have to deal with Han, who's over towards the elbow position, backing up towards Hell. Now this one here, if he takes a shot and misses, they can overwhelm that space. But if he hits the first, he could almost lock this down on his own.
First found, so the rest is his responsibility, and locking it down as foretold. Forced to retreat, firing off shots through the wall, will try and keep Astralis suppressed. I'll take that low sight. Bubble's already here to receive them though, and
good molly.
They'll hurt him. That just looks
Maybe
the
not.
one way. Yeah, maybe not. Just the single tick of the Molotov. A 2v5. Asking a lot of Bubsky and Lucky. Nice find from Bubble, not letting this one slip away, and Lucky, the last man to be hunted down. Hiding in plain sight, and just too many men. Too many targets. Can be difficult to isolate, certainly when they're closing in on the site. So 3 for Fiend will quickly extend to a consecutive second in a row, the first time we've seen them find that. Make it 6-4.
Now, these double orbs haven't been massive in locking things down for Fiend so far, but they're still retained right now, and Astralis know that they're up against that here. So with some upgraded pistols, a smoke and a flash, they could try and overwhelm one of the AWPs and see if they could take that territory here. But again, it's going to come down to making sure he misses that first shot, and there's 2 players over towards Ramp here early. Han's going to miss the first, but he will get run on down there, barreling forward.
Oh, he's got the backup of Bubble, should be good, and only 2.
Oh!
2 for Dupree's Deeg as well, suddenly running out of players. They know where Red Star is. Victor, oh, we can contest this. It's up to Magis, has to hit the first one. Ooh, Red Star caught them one-on-one now. Magis, not known to be an AWPer, but still posts it right down to the wire. What a round from Astralis. They came in with just the pistols and some banging Deegs out of Dupree.
That one right there, Red Star, he didn't actually understand the comms of where the player was. You can see he was actually looking towards the side or even the double doors in that scenario here. So Bubble, he's done the best in this bad situation. Dupree, the shot that he hits onto Dreamer is absolutely huge. And then into the lower side, it gets scrappy. I don't mind the play from Victor to open the door to deny the plant. He did the right thing. It was just the comms in that last moment must have been extremely chaotic because they were looking the wrong way. They had no idea, and that allowed the AWPer of Magis there just to peel them apart. And it's a great round there from Astralis to get themselves up to 7. They should never have been winning that round with just those pistols. As I mentioned, it was just a smoke and a flash. Couple of little upgrades there, and well, walking away now with the AWP gets that back in the hands of Lucky. AKs for everybody, and you have to be smiling ear to ear because they're only 1 round away here from winning out the half.
Yeah, that was a intervention from Astralis. It was supposed to be the script read, Fiend 5, but well-placed utility and some great work on those pistols. See if those double AWPs can find connections early. It's unlikely you're finding it in Yard with Astralis' stubborn util usage. You can see the CTs have deployed a smoke of their own. One to the elbow of Zip. Trying to bait Bubble.
Oh, Bubble's looking the wrong way.
Trying to bait him and hunt him down. Dupree posting another. Early into this piece, Bubble was again caught on the rotate. Magisk has taken so much space.
I can't believe how much space he's gotten, right? Whether it's fast or slow, it's just like Yard's been his absolute playground, right? He's been able to go out there at his own pace whenever he likes. He can bully whatever position on the map. They've been giving him a lot of respect here, and it doesn't feel like Fiend have too many options right now. He's brute forced his way into the lower site. Fiend have lost 2 players already. They don't even know where the T's are right now. You can see Dreamer, he's worried about heaven jump ups. He's just trying to tuck himself up.
Dupree, but the position Dupree opts for, I mean, it's such a hard clear. The timing on this, the timing. Okay, okay. A perfect camera angle to catch just how close that one was. Will they have a voice in a 3v5?
Zip's still low, right? He's still low. 22 points of health here. So if he gets found, Dreamer's still going to go and have a look for this one here. As he pushes forward, there has to be a time period when they're in the open. There you go, Dreamer with another.
Zip returns the favor. Victor unable to contribute with that molly down. There's still grounds for Han to ruin their day, but he's not actively holding the site right now. Bomb is being planted and uncontested. Fiend in pursuit of 3v5. He gets the info and the shot quick on the draw. Any more?
Are they flirting with the option of saving here? I'm not quite sure what Fiend are thinking here. Victor, if he can find a kill here, if he can at least find some action, it could open the door for Han to push back in. Bomb's halfway tick now.
Bubsky's taking this fight. Oh, doesn't clear it. Bubsky aggressively converts. And Astralis are going to win out the T-half here on Nuke. What did you make of the Inferno pick?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, right? When you just see Astralis and Inferno, it's hard to get it out of my brain, which has been hardwired to think Astralis and Inferno is a map that they're destined to win here.
I mean, Astralis had 2 win streaks at their prime, and it was the first 2 maps of this best of 3.
Yeah, and look, we've done so much Astralis over the years that it is difficult to buck that trend. So I think you're seeing them pick on in. There's grounds for it, right? You can understand if it's a map. You have a look at their map win percentage. It's 69% for them, right? So it's one of the higher up maps in their pool. Not wanting to pick out a map like Dust 2, you get it. Mirage not being in the mix, that's a map that we've already seen them take it to phase on. So left with Inferno. Remember what the discussion we had yesterday about these teams and how much prep time they could have had? Well, Fiend can do the same thing with Inferno. So if they knew that it was going to be left open, and it's a map that they could safely pick on into here, so it's their choice for a reason, and we have to wait and see. But I'm not feeling too confident, especially with how this one's kicking off.
Ooh. Good dig work out of Victor. Lucky's responsible for a quick Red Star. He surged through the lobby. Bubsky pushing through the smoke does equip Red Star with an AK and now threatening round.
Oh, lobby entrance too.
Yeah, they're running out of players here, and oh, that should be it. 1 back from Fiend.
Okay, in a scrappy way, they even get double AWPs out of that round right there. So carrying them through again, it's fantastic to do so here. And well, when the round is scrappy, that's great. It wasn't the slow crawl that we've been used to from Astralis here, and that actually has huge ramifications going forward. Astralis have to question where their money's out here, and this is not the place you want to do so. There's only 2 rounds of play left within this first half, and they have to just go back down towards pistols. But once again, they know the double AWPs are in play, so let's see. Can they have another miracle here? It's going to be squeaky smoke coming out from Zip there. It's going to nade it open as well, and jump spotting. They have seen where Red Star lies. Bubsky with space, needs to run him down quickly. Red Star too quick on the trigger.
Yeah, he's trying to time his push with those in red, just so that it'd be a sitting duck. Good shooting gallery for Red Star, working on a high score. Trying to keep track of that 2-3 dig.
Sense him's quite quick there, isn't he? He's zipping all over once he's scoped on in. Well, here's Zip. He threw his own smoke. He got his way down the bend, and ouch, Victor. Aware. So there you go. A bit of fight out of Fiend here. This is more than a respectable half now. 6 on the CT side. They're even close to getting this 7th. Do we go back to regular programming for Astralis with the yard smokes, the slower crawls, the space taking from Magis that he's gotten away with from time and time again? Get a little highlight of Red Star's AWP shots here. Very quick on this, and right, even double scope for some of those fights. So quick shooting out of him. Obviously, Han and Red Star, 2 of the newer names. The desk highlighted that the first time we saw Victor, Bubble, and Dreamer playing together, the core of this team, was back in 2014. On and off since then, like a bad relationship. But here they are, showing that maybe it can work. Love prevails, everyone.
Hope they signed a prenup after that WESG win.
Oh, dear. All right, well, the util... It's going to be a little bit lacking here. You can see Magisk only has a smoke, Dupree has a smoke and a Molotov, so then don't have as much utility as they normally would to operate with here and finesse their way around the map. And it would be great from Fiend. You know, this could be 3 on the trot to the halftime, 2-minute break, and they can fire themselves up. Red Star could do exactly that. He's forward and he's down, so Magisk continues his exploration towards this yard position without any resistance whatsoever.
And his excellence, yeah, he's been great. So Dupree's making no secret of his advance in that low site, and definitely trying to be loud about this. And it has drawn Victor to go for a glance. Yard strikes does Magisk. 2-man disadvantage. They've recovered one of these before, but it's going to be so tough. Look at the setup. So up the vents is Dupree. Dream is going to have to contend with not only Heaven one way, but two of them. Squeak. Yeah, they're just picking them apart, just peeling them limb from limb.
I know where Han is right now, and Bubble's the only man that can get back in the mix yet. Well, never mind. The bubble popped, as they do. And it is just Han here in a 1-on-4. What percentage are you giving him, Alex?
7.
7%?
Yeah.
All right.
6.
6? Okay, wow. Halfway tick. I'm going to go 3.
Yeah, 1.5. 1. I reckon about 0. That's a 9-6 half. 9 on the T side. Astralis putting on a clinic. Let's see if Fiend can recover and at least pick up some momentum heading into Inferno to try and push this series a distance.
What is going on, everybody? I'm currently stood in front of Astralis before their match against Fiend. Let's check in with the boys and see what they think.
I think it's going to be an interesting one. They probably going to have a little fun veto against us, and they performed really over what we expected from them. So we kind of didn't expected them to meet here, but we did. So let's see how it goes.
We are very motivated and we are sure what we can do. So we'll do our best to win that match.
I'm sensing a lot of positive vibes. Is the mentality of the team in the place it needs to be right now?
We feel great. I mean, we cannot be more confident than we are right now.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to see it translate onto the server. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Nice one, bro.
I'm a quiet storm, far from calm. I know you feel me, brother. Seems like I can't get away from the hot sun. Always night, it's never day. Even when I watch the floor, the dust will come. Keep on hunting for the prey. No matter how lost, need no light, no spark. I'm in line mode. With my eyes closed, I can see in the dark. I'm a quiet storm, far from calm. I know you feel me, brother.
Six for Fiend. Their map pick, DE Nuke. And Astralis putting in quite a solid T-haul. Cut up a couple of conversions on the light buys, some solid calls out of Magis, some heavy pushing down towards the low side, leaving Fiend a bit flustered for sure, but that was the first half. Let's see what the second half entails.
Considering they were able to get 6 rounds and most of those were gun rounds, that's pretty impressive stuff right there. Pistol round is going to help get this one all leveled up here, but Fiend, they're competitive in the first. I really just want to continue to have what we had yesterday, right? These teams showing that they can do it in the best of threes. There's a lot of question marks around whether they can or whether they can't. Well, proving it.
I'd say yesterday they did prove it, both
Definitely
of them.
So. They should both be very proud with the performances yesterday. Looks like we're not live here, so had a little bit of a PC crash, guys. And this is where, well, things get fun. Because Alex and I, we have to go into our brains that hardly even function.
Certainly at the moment.
And find something fun to give y'all a little bit of a...
Well, we can't talk about the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I want to talk about, Chad.
All right.
I don't have anything. I just want to see what my brain does.
Oh, okay. Well, did it find anything?
Yeah, so, you know, when we talk about toast.
Toast?
Yeah, when you talk about it.
Okay.
Who do you think the first dude was who, after he'd already cooked
bread,
like a full dough,
yeah,
he's transformed it into something already by applying heat to it, and he goes, you know what, I think this needs to go again?
I'm not sure who the man was, but he is a bit of a genius.
That's not assuming. You know, it could have been anyone. It could have been
the individual.
An individual.
Any individual. Yeah, I don't know. I do like toast. Vegemite on toast. It's always a win.
Yeah, or Marmite.
Marmite on toast.
Masochist. Vegemite is just worse Marmite, bro. I don't want to start it like
That's fine. We can think that. You're from one part of the world. I'm from the other. You guys sent us to a place
You've tried them both and you still prefer Vegemite.
Of course. And you guys sent us to a place that you thought was a prison colony, and it's a beautiful place. There are a couple of things that can kill you, but...
you can't occupy 70% of the land mass because it's too hot.
It's also about 1 million times bigger than the UK, and you guys have 11 million people all living on top of each other. We got space. We got beaches. We got the sun.
Don't talk about the UK. I'll just start shitting on it.
Yeah, well, it is falling apart over there.
Yeah, it's going to be the new Greece. Like, you know, it'll be in the history books because it was once powerful, but it's just going to fall into...
The end of the power of the superpowers, right? Yeah. Well, we're back in, and thank God, because we almost got political there for a second.
Yeah, sorry about that. Let's get back into the action because we are ready for our second half, and it's only the first map. Astralis pick Nuke. Whoops, excuse me. Inferno Fiend's response. And let's see how far those Julies get. They're definitely looking like they're going to get a test. First up is Bubsky, and wow, swallows that pop flash. Zipex does start to unload.
Here we go.
2 to the dome.
Here we go.
3 from the Julie.
That's what I want to see.
That's the power of the Jewel Berettas. Runs them down, coming into his top sight. He's got so many bullets in those. Just unloads.
We have been casting now for about the 2-year online era where people buy Julies and every time they fall flat with a kill or less. Zipex is the first player who has graced us with a play like this.
90% headshot ratio right now, by the way, from Zip.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's the new headshot machine.
Of course he is.
With his Julies.
There we go. They pay off.
The payoff.
They finally paid off.
Ah, phew.
All right, well, we'll see that one again in the next 6 to 12 months, I suppose. Bubble, you tried, but there was a massive gap in that smoke, and lucky plucked you out of the sky. Now this force buy is looking very, very limp. The space not taken. They can turn their attention towards ramp. And guess who's here? The man who just got 4 kills and he has an AUG. He should mow them down. Zipex scoped on in. Shots through, and Conservative doesn't want to hang around for a fight.
And that's something big from Red Star trying to solve the mystery. Is Magis gets 3 with his M4. And Dreamer now, unfortunately, thrust into a dire circumstance. Zipper's got him on lock. If he does choose to descend, I think even a cheeky elbow has been spotted.
So conservative from Zip, right? The ramp anchor position.
Yeah. Dreamer, I mean, he's been really diligent, and his crosshair will be in the right place, as will his bullet between the eyes of Zip. Playing this well on the reload. Punished by Bubsky, undeterred by that initial spicy Deagle headshot. All right, Astralis rocking 11.
Yeah, it got a lot more costly than I thought, especially after Lucky got that opening kill right there on the way out the door. But yeah, Dreamer made this one interesting. A couple of expensive weapons hit the deck there, but they were able to get the AUG back. The M4 was being juggled across as well. There'll only be 1 MP9 carried through into the next round of play, and that one is going to be in the hands of Dupree. So things are looking like smooth sailing for Astralis right now, as Fiend will have to take one of these more full eco scenarios. And I say full, well, we got 3 Deagles, a P250, and a Glock. So far from full, but they'd have to hit a couple more of those. That is a banger right there from Red Star. All right, well, the Bulgarians, the Deagles work.
They certainly do. And Magic is not having any of it. Undaunted by the first Deagle out of Red Star. Now, they are without a single nade. So breaking through the CT forces is going to have to be from, as you said, more like that. Unlikely Astralis will be giving them those kind of duels. I suspect Crossfire's established. Bubsky for now, though, is isolated. Zipex not with him. He's responsible for that ramp position. Victor continues to show face on towards the silo. And down goes Dreamer. They confirm Zip has got ramp on lock. There's no gap. You can see they're just poking and prodding, trying to see if there is any gaps. Turns out Astralis have got everything on lock.
Yeah, top was kind of open there, but Bubsky defending from main the whole site. There was a little vent slip possible with Squeaky being an audible sound cue here. He's been able to defend this one, and good stuff from Bubsky, right? The more I get to see of him in this constellation of the team specifically, the more I'm liking this. Seems like there's more room. And, well, I don't know if everybody caught the news just the other day here, but Config no longer part of Complexity. The rumors are about him going to Astralis. We know that this team is in a bit of a rebuilding phase, but what they've got left is still functioning at a very high level. And that's what's so scary, right? That this team is still able to function like this. I want to see how far that they can push that conversation, however.
Imagine, if you will, for a second.
Don't do it. Don't even.
I'll come back to that. Oh, Magis! Think he spotted him out in the nick of time. Red Star down and hard there to keep things competitive. Well, Yard has been halted. Lucky catching them long range on that Org, and even the chip damage of that HE softening him up for those M4 headshots. Bubble and Victor vulnerable to that one click of doom. Dupree's taking liberties because he's got the low health and an SMG, so he can go take that space, get that info. He's going to be the probe. He'll drop a pylon towards the spawn.
That's StarCraft, right?
Yes.
I don't know anything else other than Counter-Strike, but I definitely tune into a broadcast here. They're everywhere.
I had a phase where I decided I'd try and play StarCraft with some of my old pro mod buddies, and yeah, it's
How'd it go?
just not the game for me.
But a lot of micromanaging, huh?
So much micromanaging, and I just don't have the attention span. So, like, the only thing I started enjoying was, like, the cheesy, what they were called, like, 4 racks or something. You just do something to finish the game really quick. Otherwise, I just lost it. I lost focus.
The cheese strats, everybody.
Yeah, whereas,
that was
you know,
fun.
CS, I just get a nice 2-minute round, and I can focus on that in its entirety. I've got the attention span of a puppy.
Or a fish.
Yeah. I don't know if they even really have a attention in general, do they? Personality, absent. Smooth move from Dreamer. He silently dismounts and is getting that bomb down. 1v3. Oh, spotted out. And down he goes. So Astralis, yeah, it does just look like business as usual. The 13th already locked and indeed loaded. The boys not so loaded over on Fiend. They could whip out an AWP, but it will be light on others. Smiles for the Danes. We'll get to see that one in the replays. Majiski just caught a glimpse of Red Star as he strafed onto that roof. Han admittedly caught the trade, but immediately found by Lucky's Org. That was the first of his pair.
Yeah, the fact he gets 2 right there, Dreamer left in no chance. And the thing is, guys, this is feeling very business as usual for Astralis on Nuke right now. Right? They're just getting it done. They haven't had to sweat right now. They've come out the gates. They converted the pistol. They dealt with the force buys, even though it got a little bit sketchy, and now they deal with the first gun round. And Astralis, they don't kind of seem like the type of team to me who are going to be losing scenarios just like that, even though Dreamer is a little bit spicy. 11 kills to his name right now. The same for Red Star and Han. 10 for Bubble and 9 for Victor. So even though they only have 6 rounds, it's still everybody having to contribute to get them this far from Fiend. Nobody really lacking on behind. Have to dig into the minutiae of this to really see those impact frags. But regardless, here we go. We're back underway. The guns are out. Both teams have a pretty respectable buy here. More than respectable, we'll call it. They have a full buy. Deep molly towards Yard. That's going to slow any fast plays out. Bubble's actually opted for the Krieg here. So, Scopey boy. Slow approach here. Magisk on the T side, he's been great at getting as much space as he wants. And on the CT side, he's actually demanding respect. It's a difference maker, right? When you saw Magisk taking space, there was no one there to stop him. Now, Magisk, we've already seen it, him just shutting them out almost single-handedly here. Now, Lucky scoped on up towards this ramp position. Does have a couple of members over towards Lobby and Trophy who are flirting with his area of the map.
Yeah, and the way he's placed his crosshair as well enables him to snap into the standard walkout as well as up to that boost. A lot of teams opting to boost a AWP into that angle. Now, no AWP in play. They've opted for the 4-rifle strat. The alternative is Bubble on the Org, and Krieg, which will enable fights at range. for example, Magisk, but hanging out in his blind spot.
This is really slow again.
It is. Bubsky's got a lovely little pop flash just as they wanted to advance. That takes some more time off the clock. Big one from Victor. More required. Damage inflicted. Victor 2 on the entry. Yeah, Dupree's got a lot on his plate. Dreamer loses his head and then looking for more. 20 seconds, Lucky low. Magisk is up there.
Hard retake.
Yeah, it's up to Han here.
Oh, he fluffed it!
Quite convert. Issues for Red Star. The 15 HP 1v2. Lucky goes wide. They play that well, but bit of a slip up from Han. He had the opportunity there.
It felt like obviously we had X-ray on there, but it felt like he could see him for days. So you think that should have been his kill, but maybe not being able to see just as much as I thought.
The smoke does its job.
Yeah, that one way, it is pesky. It's been interesting to see that come into play. I know that a lot of people have issues with it because it actually clips on through the wall, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. The openings were decent, even with the timing of Bubsky's flash there. It felt like that had stalled them out completely, right? Because that ruins the timing of the top pop, the utility, the flashes. They're not keeping the players of Astralis blind, but they make it competitive. They get the bomb back down, and they give themselves another full gun round here. So only real problem is the Galil in the hand of Bubble, but the rest have AKs. The util is there as well. Head armor for all of them, and they continue to be competitive at least, or at least have the potential to be competitive.
Yeah, well, it remains to be seen how competitive they can be. That's a catch. Magisk mollied out of position. Red Star eliminates the AWP. Yard is theirs, and topside might be too. Careful, Dupree, as he moonwalks out of the smoke. How does he win that? And there's another in there. They're baiting in. They may not suspect a second. They love this smoke play. Well, they assume it's clear.
They're right next to him. They're right next to him. Oh, Bubsky.
Nearly both. Oh, they do love that smoke.
Oh. Could you imagine he pulled that off? Just appears right next to them.
It's a clever play. So you know how common it is to Molotov it? So you throw the smoke, they'll assume it was for the extinguish. You killed one back sight. He goes unchecked.
Classic bait and switch.
Yeah, precisely. And yeah, this isn't far off the mark either. It would have put him into a winnable 1-on-1, but Fiend on the board. It's their first T round, Chad.
Okay, well, they need to get another one here. That's going to break the bank of Astralis. If Astralis win this, well, this game's on toast. Zipex is into a scout here, so not ideal. Lucky with the AUG this time round. Doesn't have enough cash to get out the AWP. And well, now Bubsky's pushing lobby. He's going to hear some of these footsteps right now and swings on in. Bubsky can't take down Red Star. And Fiend looking good.
Okay. So it's a fake from Bubble.
It makes it seem like he crossed there, right, with that flash. So he's at least made them question this. Now, nobody has rotated down towards that B bomb site. Everybody's still...
Wow, I'm not panicking when someone says could have crossed.
Yeah, I guess they can gamble because they're in the number disadvantage here. So if it is B, they might just save. But look how detached Lucky is. This isn't going to be easy.
Oh, looking for safe haven from the flames. He's pulled out. Dupree delivers only one. Red Star. A triple kill in a must-win round. And as discussed, yeah, looking to save. I mean, Lucky was CT already. Zip just looking to join him.
With the scout, mind you. Okay. Well, that's rubbish. You don't really love that. It's something here. And now with the loss bonus back on down to what will be 1900 in the next rounds. A couple more twists of... Twists and tails? Twists and turns.
Twists and tails is like a piggy kind of vibe.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm with you. Yeah, twists and turns left in this one. We've still got a couple more rounds left, is basically the gist of it.
I just learned something.
What did you learn?
Well, Buri responded to my toast question that it was the Romans.
Romans?
They toasted bread to make it last longer.
Oh, okay. We just put it in the freezer now.
Yeah.
I don't think they had those.
I suspect the Romans were quite light on refrigeration.
And power.
Yeah, but they did have plumbing, so shout out to them. Zip nearly ruining his 90% headshot ratio there with a body shot, but fortunately not the conversion.
It's all Red Star though, wasn't it?
I mean, 2 on the entry here.
Runs into him here on this one, so all he has to do is click onto Magisk right there, who has been great towards Yard. But they were opting for that... Oh, Spider-Man's joining us today. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I didn't realize he was a Counter-Strike fan. Peter Parker.
Peter Parker in the flesh. Just don't offer him any microwavable rice. Couldn't be quicker to that low side. Couldn't be quicker.
I think already this round's over.
Yeah.
The bomb's going to go down. There's no way back in. They still have a bunch of smokes to throw on out here. You just see another one drop. Okay, guys, let's save again, shall we? Okay, well, that's the 9th round for Fiend. Now we're starting to get a bit of traction out of them, and that was very, very easy. I think easy is the name of that round. Probably the easiest round we've had the entire game so far.
No one's disputing that. Lucky hasn't had to move a muscle for the last 40 seconds, and I suspect Dreamer might have a little look. Oh!
It's a rifle to lose there as well.
It is. It's the only one they had, Chad, and it's unretrievable, I would imagine. Bubsky might try and do some parkour.
Yeah, they're all going to be desperate. Han might catch them mid-air here. Oh, he will? Oh, the security guard's rocked up.
Yep, not going to happen today, fellas.
Oh, they didn't get anything out of that. That is miserable right there for Astralis, all things considered.
Kicked off. It's private property.
Yeah, well.
Sorry, mate.
It is a nuclear power plant, so... This right here is starting to warm on up, right? Because for Astralis, they can buy back in. Lucky's actually... Maybe not lucky. He's going to get dropped across the scout from Zipex here. So he has a scope to will, but it is the baby orb. And well, if Fiend can continue these quicker plays and get space like they just did. Back in the conversation here, and aggression again met with Red Star, the AK. It's getting it done, and they found another opening. This is where they're great at converting.
This gets a little
real
scary.
Close.
Yeah. I mean, 4v5 win percentage. Gonna be questioned here, put up for debate, zip down early.
This is the thing, they're just going to hit the pause again. Remember, we saw the same thing out of Astralis in the first half, because the CTs now on Nuke, once this happens, they become desperate for information, just so they can hedge their bets.
I think you saw him.
The barrel surely was spotted there.
Just gonna be caught out, Dink exchange. Bubble working at 9 HP, they give Bubsky a silent, or rather his teammate gets a silent dismount off the rafters. That's kind of cool.
Gambling B, I suppose, but if Bubble goes up heaven, he's going to call topside clear, so...
Do we just call it 10, or...?
Yeah, and these rounds have just come very, very easily for Fiend, and it looks easy. Obviously, they've had to do a lot to get to this point, but lobby aggression on 2 rifle rounds, getting dismantled, like, just halted. Just, okay, you want to push? Well, you're dead. That's fine. We're happy to play the heads-up Counter-Strike, and then from there, just playing out the rounds perfectly. So, okay, Dreamer already on the hunt here, and I don't know if Bubsky's going to be ready for this so quick, tucked up in the vent. There's also players coming down through the secret position, so money starting to get in a good place for Fiend now. The Bulgarians can chase, they can try and deny these rifles being carried on through, and as that loss bonus builds, Astralis want to hold on to these for a buy in the next round.
Ooh, there you go.
Snappy from Bubsky.
Yeah, well, he's got himself not only an upgraded weapon, but keeps hold of his own.
They're throwing more bodies at this.
Yeah, understandably so. Lucky. It was unfortunate last time on that orb save, and this time, no different.
Bubsky survives at least, so he's going to be able to carry across that AK-47 for his hard work. But now that might throw into question whether we'll see the buy or not, because I thought they were going to drop some guns out here to make this all possible. But now that doesn't seem likely, and Bubsky came into the round, guys. I just want to make this clear. Don't be a player like this. Bubsky just came into the round and immediately bought $900 worth of utility. And if they had planned on buying, right, that $900 would have left Bubsky with over 3K, and he could have dropped the rifle. Well, now the best he can drop is like a FAMAS or a Scout or an SMG. So if Astralis did want to go for a buy, Bubsky was going to be one of those players to facilitate a rifle drop. That's no longer possible. So yeah, it does look like they're going light around this. It might not have been the plan after all, right? You know, but just wait for the call to come on in.
Certainly, yeah.
And I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying...
Perhaps the call was already made, but
yeah,
it's something to be considered, and everyone will keep it conservative. So, I mean, Fiend, what was pretty damn bleak. A 9-6 half. They lost the opening 5. Really were on the back foot. We're looking at 14-6. Well, now we're looking at a competitive scoreline, and they can build upon this. Going yard, they know they're on light buy, so it's unlikely they need a smoke wall to get themselves across, and bang on the money. Dupree's rifle has already put himself in the feed, but it's only the one big nade. Magis playing a very ratty smoke position around Unbreakable, eliminates Red Star, and another weapon falls into Danish hands. Victor with a limp in the warehouse may need team assistance to get him out of there. And the smoke is a first step into achieving that. Magisk, love this angle, should have a chance. Tames the spray. Oh, and Victor not far away from elimination. Damage inflicted, the staircase saves him. Lucky dropping into the site. Bomb spotted warehouse. How do Astralis react and rotate? About 60 seconds so they can go anywhere they want.
Oh, dearie me.
After all of those gun rounds.
Yeah, that's wild. Now they're up against this resistance, and Zip couldn't be more perfectly placed.
Crouch key's perfect. Head pops up and Zip deletes it.
Whack-a-mole.
Yeah, that was a hard one. Not for Zip, clearly.
Watch out for your own nade there, Victor.
That would have been a real oopsie.
Well, he's kept Zip busy, but we're at 25 seconds right now, and he has to either go back up secret towards main. He'll have to start making noise. Lucky's jiggle peeking this.
Smoke it.
I think the round, like, how does he win? He can't win this. He can't win this. There's no way he can win this. Definitely not now. It's just the save. Or the worst case would be after time. Lucky may as well hang around for this. He will when he gets him. Look, it's not after time, so that's all good, but the kill comes in, and that's 15, and that wasn't the one we thought Astralis were going to get it done with there.
No. Fiend.
Big oopsie.
Tripping over their shoelaces there.
Yeah, big oopsie, okay.
So Dupree not only contributes just for the one, it's magic. This was huge. Makes the CZ look very viable. That's a headshot out of Zip as well.
Ah, dear, okay. Well, yeah, you mentioned it, the 14-6 scoreline brought back to 15-10. It makes it look more respectable, but maybe Astralis just biding their time to close this one out now. Full guns are here. AWP for Lucky, they've got everything they want for this. Fiend to put up a decent fight to bring this back, but it might all end here. And then we have Inferno coming up next, their choice. We'll see what they have in store, see what the 4 days worth of prep time has bought them. While we have a stalling out here within the start of the round, you know, at least the individuals have been on form as far as hitting shots, right? I don't think Fiend's individual performance has been shabby. Now just being cheeky there with a little vent angle into lobby and a follow-up of a smoke here. So playing as a team are Astralis. More smokes about the minute mark coming out from Fiend, and it doesn't look like they want to follow through with these. This is just to force that CT side rotation, and right now nobody has moved towards the lower side. If anything, they're actually pushing. Zip's close towards ramp, I do believe. And they're setting up for a top pop. Oh, he's boosted. Okay, that just shows you how close he is.
Bubsky's in the unmollyable position, or unlikely to be Molotovs at least. Drops in. So, caught in limbo at this point in time. The frags have come in. Oh, 2 for Dupree. Locking down the lobby push. Bubble desperate to avenge his fallen teammates, but chipped away at, losing bodies. The flank coming in, and Astralis will wrap things up. Scary for a moment, and a competitive scoreline. But it will remain to be seen how competitive this series can